Hi, welcome back to the garden. There's a tray of goji berries and sea buckthorn plants here. There's other stuff too, but it's a little bit out of the viewfinder. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are shifting as needed. Doing whatever you need to do to keep yourself moving forward and walking with, y'all know, walking with a full cup or a cup with something in it. You're moving differently now than you were when the cup was empty, right? Somebody needed to hear that today. And so understand that you will be, long story short, don't compare yourself to people who are walking around without anything in the cup. Okay. Here we have many cups. The Empress and the Two of Cups. Again, collaboration. It really looks like you are starting to weave together how you can be a self-sovereign person who is connected to your community, and that feels really, really good. There's a lot of water going on in here, so what I'm feeling is that you're finding ways to move through maybe not being able to intellectually explain what you're doing or why you're doing it, but just moving with the feelings. The Page of Cups is very much a student of feelings and emotions, and just like allowing yourself to be guided by the way that you feel, which requires tapping into your body. We are still in Aries season, but Taurus season is coming upon us. And Taurus season will be a really good time. I believe it's going to be April 19th that the sun moves into Taurus. Venus is already there. And this is a really good opportunity to attune to your body. In Aries season, we're initiating a lot of things. In Taurus season, we can really start to attune to how our body is feeling about these things that we have initiated. And it's a chance to sort of slow down a little bit before we get into the web of communication and action that is very much Gemini season. There will be distractions coming up. There will be energies that would like to funnel your power and your focus away from these generative collaborations that you're working on. So just know that. That's the case a lot of the time, right? But we are seeing it on another level. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by all of these shiny objects. That's the message of this card here. Keep moving with what your body says. Do you know how to receive a yes or a no from your body? I imagine a lot of you do. But if you don't, that's something to practice. If you allow yourself to be distracted, you're going to end up in this energy. We do want to stay out of this energy at the moment. Picking up too many things, getting into too many battles, allowing other people's situations. You can have empathy for someone, you can show up for someone, you can be there for someone, but taking on their battles as your own, it's just not something that you want to be doing right now. And it is you know, it's a common thing for humans to do to pick up our friends' battles or our family's battles. So, what is it that we're leaving behind, Spirit? The Weaver and the Pathless reversed. So, the message here is that it's okay to be in the void. Rediscovery and transition, you know, when things are falling out of place so they can fall back into place. The Weaver is a really skillful type of architect where you're taking these different threads that have been spun, that you're connecting into what it is that you're doing. So, I mean, you can think of this as tabs on your computer, or different books that you're reading, or people who are giving you these little pieces of information. And they haven't quite come together to form a complete picture of clarity as far as what it is that you're actually doing. I mean, allow yourself to explore that. When people ask you what it is that you do, you may have a standard response. You may just allow yourself to say whatever it is that comes up in the moment, and just kind of take note in terms of how that's shifting, and pay special attention to, like, again, with your body response to these collaborations that you're working on. How do they feel? Can some of these threads be cut? Can some of them be let go? Are some of them critical to the infrastructure of the entire piece that you're weaving together? I mean, really making note of that and even writing them down. You know, for some of you, writing things down is going to be really helpful. For some of you, it'll just be overwhelming. You know, our brains work in different ways, and that's okay. The pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction. The decision is only one that you can make. Again, attuning to your yes or your no body response. Not looking to have clarity, not seeking clarity is going to be so huge right now. I am not a big human design person, but as I understand it, we are moving into a new cycle. And this is probably also to do with all of the different prophecies that land in or around 2026. But essentially, we're going from the cross of planning to the cross of the sleeping phoenix, something like this. And I may be completely off base there, but I know what the core message is, and the message is that your authority is coming from within. Like, in the last few hundred years, humans, we've been seeking authority from outside. And certainly there will still be people doing that, but they're going to find it extremely difficult to make decisions that way. Because what is true? How do you know what's true? And I know that if you're watching this, you're likely someone who is able to tune in to your own intuition and to make decisions for yourself. But what I'm trying to communicate here is that that skill is going to become completely necessary for being able to get anything done whatsoever. So it's really good that you are on this pathless path right now. And don't be scared. It's just a little bit of affirmation, I hope, there for you, that even if it looks a little bit foggy ahead, even if you're not sure where exactly your next step is going to land, you are on the right path. You are leading yourself somewhere. And you may be doing that with the help of others. But that doesn't mean that you're being led by those others, right? Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest, definitely. Stay hydrated, fruit, water, big picture thinking, visionary and inspired ideas. It is really good during this time to, whether or not you can articulate it, whether or not you have a mission statement and a vision statement and all those things, it is really good to get clear on what your priorities are right now. And are they aligned with your values? That's a really big question. Heading into Taurus season, it's a great time with Venus and Taurus, you guys. Venus and Taurus right now. Do your desires match your values? That is, I believe, that is the number one thing that you can do while Venus is in Taurus. I will likely make a separate video about this because as I'm saying that, I've written about it before and it's so serious for me. We are governed by our desires. I'm sure you've heard before that Venus, is this archetype that captivates men. Well, by men, we're not just talking about males here. Slow down, time in nature, pulse of the mother. Yeah, some great advice we have here. It's not just talking about males, right? Venus is desire, and she pushes us toward outcomes. Our desire guides our will. Venus guides Mars. Our desire moves our will, our power. So clarity of desire is extremely important. Otherwise, what we're doing is we're moving with someone else's desire. We are moving with where someone else, and usually it's something else. You probably know this. It's institutions. It's transnational corporations. It's, banking people. It's big egregores that don't take into consideration life and aliveness in the earth. That is generally, if we don't have clarity of desire, that is generally where our desire is being funneled, and therefore where our energy and willpower is being funneled. So if you are interested in energetic sovereignty, clarity of desire, key, that is a key. And Venus and Taurus, as well as Taurus season in general, but we got Venus there right now, y'all. She is desire. let me stop that. There will be a separate video. I'm so excited to make that. Let's wrap it up here with a couple more cards. Okay. Key. I'm just gonna take that as a confirmation. Clarity of desire. Key. And what might be some of the other keys that you're seeking right now? If you don't know, that's okay. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. Crossroads. Yes. Are you going to make this choice to clarify your desires? And chain. Okay. For some reason, I knew this card was going to come out. It just kept popping up in my brain. You have the key. You can unchain yourself. It will be uncomfortable. But you have that choice, and only you can make it. I believe that you have made this choice many times in your life. You've already done this. There is still more. This is all cyclical, and you are brave, and you are here for a reason. And the good news is that there is more to unchain yourself from, and that you have the power to do it. I hope that this message was helpful or something along those lines. And I'll see you again really soon. Peace.